Hi everybody. Thank you for your patience and I'm so sorry for the delay. Um, I greatly apologize for last night not being able to be on. For those of you who are not friends with me on Facebook, I had a stat MRI last week after I did the video with you guys, and because as the night went on, my leg began to not work, and throbbing and numbness and cold and tingling, and so they sent me in for a stat MRI, and from my understanding, it looks like I have at least one herniated disc, if not two, and I still don't have full function of my leg and my foot. So yeah, the delay tonight, I apologize for that. I decided to do a sit-down project and groom the Cocker Spaniel. For any of you that have ever groomed anything with clippers, you know those little hairs? Yeah, well, I kind of ran out of time, and I didn't realize that it was going to take me half an hour to quickly shower those off. But at least she doesn't stink, and at least she looks good now. So anyways, I appreciate everybody that comes on and watches, and the patience that you all have. Right now, it's a little combobbled here because I now have my styrofoam incubator out as well, because that's going to be my hatching incubator. So we're going to go ahead and start doing some candling. Oh shoot, I forgot to take the case off on my phone. This is going to be really bumpy for a minute, guys, because I have this handy little guy, but I got to take the case off of my phone for it to fit in, because otherwise it is way too heavy. And I know they make different styles, it's just a matter of getting one. And I don't remember to do it until this time frame here. Oh, come on. It's one of those stupid ones that clip together. But on that note, I have no idea how many times I've... Ouch, there was a fingernail. I have no idea how many times I've dropped this thing. And, it's still alive, which I'm hard on phones. Between dropping them out of my pockets and back pocket, in the pools. Has anybody dropped their phone in the pool before and be like, oh no? I've had that happen a time or two. Alright, is this baby gonna stay for me? I don't know. I may need to break out some more duct tape. I did that last week. Alright, so I have 3 different batches. Well, actually I have 4 different batches here going on. This is the newest, and then, so this is 1, 2, 3, and 4. So, I'm going to go ahead and turn the flash off, and we're going to start doing this candling here. I may need to move my little, I have one of those little folding tabletop trays next to me here, so that hopefully I don't drop anything. God forbid. Everybody pray for me tonight. I'm a little frustrated and a little out of sorts. You know what I'm actually going to do? Hold on, I'm going to turn this around. Maybe that'll be a little bit better. Because it's hard for me to lean in. So I'm trying to do this, guys. I apologize. Again. Bear with me. Thank you. Okay, so these were set on Sunday, what would Sunday have been? The 28th. So I haven't candled yet. Let's see what we've got. There's like 20 some eggs in here, guys. I don't know if I'll candle all of them with you guys or not. unless you all want to see the 20 of them, because each of them can be a little different. I see embryo. You know, you guys can hear me. I wish I could hear you guys. I'm just starting to get fertility with my white ones. As I candle a white egg, and I'm going to call that one a negative. I should be seeing something by now. I'm going to double check it here. Oh, wait, maybe I do see something. Right above my thumb, I can just barely see something, but it's not too significant. I'll give it a little bit more. I'll give it another couple more days to cook and see what we got. Maybe I won't. After seeing this one, maybe I won't. Oh, I'm sorry. I was looking to the side. How's everybody doing tonight? I hope everybody's doing well, and Hi, Nicole. That's a really good question. I think it really varies on the bird. It really does. Age can play a factor in it. How many are in the breeding pen or your flock, whatever you got. Nutrition can play a part in it. Let's see here. Having access for them to breed in the water is really a good idea too, because it does help increase the fertility. I don't know if there's really anything out there as far as, a color being more fertile than the white or vice versa. Maybe that's something that as the time goes on, we can kind of do some research on that. And I know, I've had one that she was a white hen, and I had her for about 2 years. She was already growing and matured when I bought her. And, I was all excited to have this goose in my breeding program. Can you guys see that? Or do I need to get closer? There we go. I was all excited to have this goose in my breeding program. And then breeding season came up, and she didn't produce a single egg. She would rather fight with the boys than mate with the boys or even be around the boys. She was a loner. Does anybody have anything else to chime in on fertility compared to, the colors compared to the whites? I know right now, I myself am very surprised at my fertility levels and my colors. I don't know, I kind of see a little something right there. Because I have a 2-year-old gander covering 4 hens. And I'm just really surprised that it's going so well for me. Some good veining in that one. I'm also going to have one of my personal first experiences of having shipped eggs in my incubator. They did arrive for last week. I don't know if I like the looks of that one. This one was actually found in the pool. So I don't see anything developing. The yolk actually looks kind of funky to me. Granted, the egg's a little bit dirtier. I might give it another day or two just to see what comes about. Lost my train of thought. Oh, yeah, that's no good. So my first experience with ship eggs in my incubator. They arrived last week Friday. I let them sit for a good, what, 24, 48 hours. Nice. Before I put them in the incubator. Ow. And then I put them in the incubator and didn't do anything with them for 3 days. I mean, genetics can play a part in it too, with good fertility levels and stuff. I mean, if you have good breeders in your background, I would think that you'd have better fertility too. Me and genetics, we don't get along. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I don't comprehend it. Even with all my medical training, and human anatomy and etc. like that, I still don't get it. So this is one of the shipped eggs. I don't see anything too defining in that. But just because I had them shipped in and I paid for them, I'm going to give them a little bit more time. I think I see a little dot there. Does anybody else have any of this stuff going on in their eggs? It's not really calcium deposits, it's more like striations. I'm thinking that it's the bloom on the egg. Not 100% certain on that. Oh, yeah, that one's dead. This one looks like it. Oh, it's got a goofy air cell. Oh, it's got a loose air cell. That explains it. It happens with shipping eggs. It's a risk you take. Oh, but wait. Ay, caramba. So we have a loose air cell and we're fertile. I had another one. It didn't make it. What do y'all think? Should I let it sit longer since I paid for these instead of laid? I don't know which way I go. Anybody else ever have early experiences with loose air cells? I'm going to set that one like that. That way I know that it's different. What's this one's air cell look like? Oh, fudge. Another one? Well, yep. You guys see the air cell moving? It's not. It's like half of it's and half of it's not. I can see it jiggling. And I can see it change shape when I move the egg. And I thought I seen something on this egg when I first initially pulled it up. Yes, I do. It's way up here at the top. Let me go back and check these guys again then. Who's all on? Say hi for me. This one is too. I was just looking for fertile. I wasn't looking at the cells. Or the air cells. Dagnabbit. Hey Amy. Hello. Oh, of course. The one with a good air cell, and oh, I see it. Okay, so this one's still good, but I got 3 air cells that are loose. Bless it. How'd this egg get turned that way? I try to keep all my eggs in the same direction. Yeah, I'm gonna say no on that one. Let's see here. Oh, I see it right there in the middle of the D. Can you all see that? So if you look, Nicole, if you look at this egg, it has a stable air cell. You can just see it at the top. And you see how the yolk doesn't roll around with it or anything? And on the inside of the egg, there's a membrane. It's almost like an after, like a water sac or something like that. But see how this one is staying seated right there? It's not rolling around with it or anything. I mean, it's got a little bit of shift to it, but not like the other ones. And, I mean, my thought process, I don't know the whole like scientific understanding of it, but if you look at this one, see how everything shifts in there just a little bit more. And as I'm rolling the egg, the whole thing is churning, and it just doesn't give it a chance to set within the egg. I don't know what the word I'm looking for here. It doesn't stabilize it, I guess would be the best answer, because, the air cell dips into it. The little fertility dot there, it's moving all around. I know there's a technical name for it. I can't think of it right now, though. Like cytoblast or something like that. But if you, again, if you compare the two, let me get another one that had really good veining. No. Yeah. If you compare them, this one's staying in the same spot. And it needs that stability, because those are very, very fragile on the inside. Very fragile. I mean, if I hold it still here, there's a little bit of a, just a little bit of movement to it, but nothing too much on it. I can certainly ask some people that have more experience with loose air cells, or possibly more knowledge on that, and see if there's any true, like, scientific explanation for that. I'm gonna turn these guys real quick and get them back in the incubator. They've been out for a minute now. Even though I've got them on an automatic churner, I'm still hand churning them. I do believe that a lot of people that have the auto churners, cabinet incubators, that they still hand churn them. They get a better hatch rate. I actually have friends that have been breeding American Buffs for 18 years or so, and they were having really bad hatch rate last year. Like, they only had one hatch, and last year, they started hand churning, and things were doing better. This year they're hand churning also, and it's definitely going a lot better for them. Whoops, daisy. I'm glad that was just a little soft bump. Seems like my hands aren't working great since last week either. I don't know if it's all in correlation or not. So hold on one second here. Let me get these guys in the back in the incubator. This is gonna be loud. Hold on. Next, so this batch, I got 2 batches in here. So this first one, they are due on like the 18th. No, that doesn't seem right. A, B. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the 18th. Yeah, most certainly. I certainly will. So it's the same way that I candle the eggs. This has got really good embryo in it. It's jumping around. So when I hand turn my egg, right now it's in the incubator with the X up. And I mark mine like X on one side, A, B, C, D, E, F, etc. like that, so that I know which batch is what, and then I just put like A, B, C, D on the calendar. And then I will just turn it gently over to where the corresponding letter is on the top. Some people go end to end, but I think it's more efficient to do this because, I mean, if you think about it, the mom's in the nest, you know, in the wild, in the nest, whatever you want to call it, they're not as gentle with these guys as what we are. I mean, I really wish that we had a camera. I don't know if I like the looks of this egg. Oh, that's why. Let me finish my thought. So they don't have hands to turn these. They're using their bills. They're using their feet. They're just kind of scraping around in there. I wish that we had a way to do like a camera underneath in a nest to see how she does. So, alright, I'm going to go ahead and pull this egg out just because I don't like how dark it is. If you look at this egg and how dark it is compared to, well, maybe, I don't know. Hold that thought. Let me backtrack. But I still don't know if I like the looks of it. You can see the embryo in there bouncing around. Like right here at the top. Can you see that? Or am I out of focus? Yep. That little black dot right there. So this egg here. This is a first for me. Love all these first. The air cells should be up here at the top. Correct? Now, this one decided to set there. And I did see veining in it. I'm trying to focus my eyes in on it. Yeah. And by God, it's still alive. I can see right there. I guess I'll just go with it and see what happens. I don't know how successful it'll be or not, but we'll see. It wasn't like that when I initially candled. I didn't find any. I'll have to go back on the video and look now. Hi, Jerry. I mean, I would think so. I mean, obviously, if you're in there and you're just like, let me get one of these dead eggs. If you're just like, you know, and shaking it and dropping it and everything else like that, I would think that that could potentially cause damage to the embryo. And sorry for the sound, guys. This table keeps leaning up against the styrofoam. So that's why I'm, you know, I mean, I put everything into hatching these guys and raising my birds. And that's why I do everything that I can to protect them and give every egg a chance to try to get out. You know, I mean, like, I had a loose air cell in one of the other eggs, and because I had 20 some eggs in this batch, I'm like, yeah, no, we're not even gonna mess with that. But I would think that it would affect it some. Anybody else can chime in on that? Sorry guys, my foot's starting to cramp up here. I don't know where I left off. Okay. Really good veining in that one. The only thing that you might really see in these is just kind of like a black floating dot in the veining. There's 2 time periods that I have a hard time seeing things, and that's about this 2-week stage to 2.5-week stage to right before PIP. And you really kind of have to look. Like, I see it right down there. And right now, I'm just checking to make sure that they're still developing. Nothing looks rotten. You can see it right in there. I'm checking the air cells to see if they're forming correctly. And darn it, I keep forgetting to mark the air cells when I put it in for you guys. And this is a big egg. This is a big egg. I don't know who this came out of, but I think it came out of my close to would be 5-year-old, my buff. She lays whoppers every once in a while. Alright. This next batch, or this back row here with the 4 in it, these guys are due on the 11th. So, this should be moving right along here. We'll see baby bouncing around. Last week, the ones that I candled last week, we could actually pick out a foot bouncing around in there. Right there. Can you guys see that okay? You can just barely see the movement in there. It's more like shadowing in there. And I know that it's hard to see on videos with the bright light and everything else like that. So I almost feel like I need two flashlights with the piece of PVC on it. Or maybe I need to do a little bit bigger now that my eggs are starting to get a little bit bigger. Oh, you're very welcome, Jerry. Sorry, I was in my zone here. The viability, I have heard that the going number is if you're at 25% hatch rate, you're doing something right. I think since we've started doing this, a lot of people are having more, you know, a little bit more success. But in the same token, when it comes to hatching and, you know, and baby animals in general, where's my C? Okay. And baby animals in general, you know, I mean, it's going to be, nature's going to take its course. You can do everything in your power once you get your hands on that egg, you know, to ensure, but that doesn't always mean that it's going to make it. There's a lot of people that will, you know, and it's a personal preference. There's a lot of people that You know, if you help them out when they're hatching, you know, they're not going to be as strong, etc., etc., etc. And there's a lot of people that if they don't pip, they don't pip. I go back and forth with it, honestly. You know, if I'm having a really crappy year like last year, I only had like 12 goslings hatch out. The year before that, I had like 40-some goslings with less hens. This year with this many, this is going to be the most I've ever had in my life. And of course, I can't move very well. You know, I'll have to kind of wing it myself. Everybody's got, just like with the incubation, everybody has their own way of doing it. And what may work for me may not work for you, or even your neighbor. My neighbor could be hatching eggs, and what I do, it doesn't work for her. And so it's all kind of trial by error. And it sucks. Sometimes it does suck. I'm going to move this out of my way so that I can get these guys in real quick. I don't know how long the video's been going, and I had them out just a minute before that. I've already sprayed them, or misted them. I still have to mist these guys here. These guys are due, this next batch is due on Tuesday. So, and they should be cruising right along. I've now stopped turning them. I've stopped hand turning them because they started not staying in the way that I wanted them to, which tells me that they're starting to get ready. So this here, guys, this is my mister. I got it off of Amazon. It's an aerosol mister. And you can see this mist that it puts out. And it's just a real fine mist, which is all that you need. And I use distilled water just because I have salt water, but yet my water is also very hard too. Alright, so I candled these guys this morning, and I had a hard time seeing movement in them. So we're going to be really, really still here. And because sometimes, yep, I see it right there, which is good. Because sometimes I think that they're sleepy babies, and they don't want to wake up for me. But you can see how much larger the air cell has gotten, and I don't know if I'll capture it or not, but a lot of times you'll see where the aerosol will actually kind of dip down in one spot. I would anticipate it on this spot here. When I put it back in the incubator, I'm going to keep it with the biggest part of the aerosol up. So that's the biggest part. I'm going to keep it just like that when I put it in the incubator. Same with this one. And the aerosol, see how it comes down this way further than over here on this side? I'm going to put it into where the biggest part of the aerosol is facing up. And see here, little guy, how you doing in there? It's not to boost humidity, it's to help the egg lose humidity. Or at least that's the way that I understand it, because it helps all that moisture from the inside come out of the air, or come out of the egg and be released, and it helps develop that air cell. It works the same way as mom, or the hen going into the water, the pond or whatever, in her own natural humidities. So let's see here. I'm just looking for movement. Sometimes this stage of the game, I'll give the egg a little tap when I'm candling, just to see if I can wake it up or whatever. And change position a little bit. And I'll probably be candling these guys every night. Probably even morning and night once Sunday hits. And I'll probably record some of that for you guys so you can see what we're looking for. And actually, Nicole, having super high humidity can actually cause too much fluid within the egg, and they can actually drown. No, I've never had good luck with that, Jerry. All of my eggs all of my hens will fake it. They'll pretend to be broody, but yeah, they're actually out more than they're in. The only time that they go to the nest is when they see or hear me coming down there like, no, I'm gonna psych you out. There are people that do have some good luck. I have a friend who, I'm not seeing much movement in these guys, but they might have gotten a little cold on me. They've been out for a little bit. Yeah, no, it's not funny because I'm like, oh, okay, cool. We can let you sit on your eggs. Hold on a second, guys. I'm going to hit some light here. But I'm like, good. You can do some of the work for a change. And then, yeah, no. And then the other time that I let her go broody, or one of them go broody, she actually crushed one egg. Let me turn this around here. She crushed one egg. Ew, that's right. She crushed one egg. And then another gosling I found outside by the water bucket. And another one I found squished. And I'm like, no. I put too much work into you guys to have you squishing them and stuff like that. So, really good questions. Really good question, guys. Let's see here. I could probably, tomorrow, I'll probably do a video because I'm going to have to get my little kit out that I have for, like my 911 kit, I guess you could say. That has like tweezers and Neosporin and blah blah and blah blah in it. Get that ready. I can also do a video of what I use when my goslings hatch out. I keep them in the house for at least 24 hours, and then they go to the basement in the big brooder box. I can do a little tour of my inside brooder box. Is there anything else that y'all can think of? Hi, Barb. That I might be able to help you out with on these live videos? Barb, my colors are going bonkers. I'm gonna have tons of them. Good, Gary. Good deal. Are you gonna let somebody go broody, or are you gonna do incubation? Show you guys real quick. Oh, that's what I forgot. Real quick while it's open. We'll be fine till tomorrow. I was checking my water and my... Usually I do dry incubation, but with this incubator and this setup, I actually had to add water. It's one of the 1502s because my humidity was like at 18-19%, and for where I'm at, I find that that I do best at 20 to 25%. So so this is what I've got here, guys. This is what I use. Sly is my Sylvester white color carrier, Splash, whatever he chooses to be that year. Oh yay, Jerry. Yay. I got white and then color and then any notes. You're welcome, Nicole. And then I had to go through and kind of redo it, and it's driving my OCDs like nuts because my lines aren't straight and stuff. I gotta go back in and put my numbers in. I might have to watch this to see because I didn't count. But I've got 2 rows going here because back on the 22nd, I had in my white pen, I had what I thought, what I vent-sexed as 3 girls. Well, I knew one was a female, and then I had another one, 2 pullets that I picked up last year. Well, one that I hatched, and 2 that I picked up. And then we're taking a tour through the house, guys. It's in a different spot. And come to find out it was a male. So I did some dividing up there. Nobody was really happy about that. And then I am almost beginning to think that my white color carrier, Sylvester, who's about 9-10 years old, is starting to lose some of his juice. So, what bands do you use to ID your goslings? So, right off the bat, I have little itty bitty skinny tiny zip ties that I put on them. Thank you, Jerry. Have a good night. So I start out with little zip ties. And then I will put colored beads like the girls, like kids use for necklaces and bracelets and things like that on them per pen. Then as they age, I will just keep changing out. Sorry, Barb. As they age, I will keep changing the zip ties so that nothing cuts into them. Within the first week or 2, I mean, you're almost every other day changing those zip ties. And then as they get about 3-4 months old, I put them on, and they aren't really growing much more, so I just leave whatever I have on them. And I increase the zip tie size too to the bigger, stronger ones also as they age. And then I'll go through and put metal bands on whoever I decide to keep. I now have some metal bands. And so, I don't know if it's my phone, Barb, or if it's my voice. Or maybe it was the way that I was holding the phone. Who knows? Are there any other questions at the moment? Otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and say goodnight and clean up my dog hair mess and get some dinner. I haven't ate yet. So, alright guys, well thanks. Plan on joining me. There might be a couple more live videos throughout the weekend until I get this first batch out or so. But I will continue to do the live videos throughout hatching season. It's not a one-time shot. And as always, if you guys have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. That's what me and everybody else is for. So, thank you, Amy. Have a good night. All right, good night, guys. Bye.